Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
Hey everyone, just know that you can use the promo code BROADS for $20 off of your SeatGeek's total purchase, so make sure you get yourself to a game.
What is going on, everyone? We have some Philadelphia Eagles news to discuss, and Desean Jackson needs surgery. He needs surgery. What a shocker. See, I'm disgusted. I'm mad at Desean Jackson. I'm mad at the team and medical staff as well. I'm pretty pissed off with everyone involved. Here's why. He needed surgery. It's just that simple. He needed the surgery. And I hate this narrative that you can't force Desean Jackson to get surgery. You're right, you can't. But here are your options, Desean. You get it, or you don't, and you can't play. This is sports, right? When you get injured and you need surgery, you get it. And I'm not saying that, if he got surgery back in week 2, he would have definitely been here for the rest of the season. Listen, I don't know. I don't know if he would have been back for the season, but I know it would have fixed the problem. This nonsense that occurred, it's embarrassing. The guy came back for one series, literally one series, and he tore the muscle off the bone. It wasn't like he went 4 games and then this happened. He played a series. He wasn't even fully participating in practice. This was not handled correctly from the football team. From Desean Jackson's decision to the medical team's decision to Doug Peterson's decision, all of it. It makes no sense. It wasn't even close. Him coming back wasn't even close. And that's why it bothers me. And hell, throw Howie in there for not preparing for someone like Desean Jackson to not be here, because he is an older player. He does miss time. That doesn't mean he should spend a second-round pick on Robbie Anderson, but it means when Josh Gordon falls to the Eagles on claimers, you can pick him up. It does mean that you go out and get Emmanuel Sanders for what, a third and a fourth, or whatever the package was. That's what that means. Not the overpay, but you can go out and get other players elsewhere. Now, look at what's available. Jordan Matthews, yeah, he's probably coming back. We joke about it, he's probably coming back. I would look at someone like Dez Bryant. Who cares? What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? Everyone's throwing out names, J.J. Nelson. Those guys stink. Those guys stink. So if Dez Bryant stinks, what the hell is the difference? You're giving it a shot. He at least had some success in this league. Listen, I don't know. But that's how bad it really is right now. And that's why I'm pissed that someone like Josh Gordon fell. As an Eagles fan, it's hard for me to comprehend how Desean didn't get the surgery right away. He's a professional athlete. Like, I wonder if the only way maybe it made sense to him to not get it was if this was what was laid out for him. Hey, Desean, if you get the surgery, you are completely out for the season. If you try and rehab it, there's a chance you can come back. But that is so wrong. It's just so wrong by the medical staff and the way it all played out. It's just, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing that it got to this degree. You can't defend anyone. Like, I don't think that any party involved had a mindset of anything other than wanting to get Desean Jackson back on the field. I think everyone wanted to get him back and get him contributing to the field. They just took the wrong steps. This isn't the first time, although it is a new Sixers medical team. See, my mind just automatically thinks that way when I say medical team because of all of the dumpster fire moments the Sixers medical staff has put me through. But this is a new Eagles medical staff. You don't really know what we're getting right now, to be honest with you. You just don't. There were some other things, by the way, that Doug Peterson said. Well, actually, the one thing he said was they'll be looking, which is obvious. You cannot continue with this wide receiver core. This core is arguably the worst the Eagles have ever had. Isn't that insane? Think about it. Think about the hype of this offense before the season even started. There's a Twitter picture going around right now of, I believe it was Pro Football Focus before the season even started, and they had the Eagles ranked number 1 with these wide receivers. Alshon Jeffrey can't catch. Nelson Aguilar can't catch, can't track the ball, and he's just told to run downfield. Just run downfield. Don't do anything else, just run. He's useless. He's useless. Mac Hollins, useless. With all that being said, the Eagles are still winning football games somehow. And they still have some playmakers out there. Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, and Jordan Howard. Those are playmakers. They are. And Jordan Howard, or Miles Sanders actually, has been involved with the passing game as well. So there are some weapons to still help this football team. The Eagles picked up Cre'Von LeBlanc last year around this time. He created spark and energy last season during that back half. Is it possible that someone can do that again? It's possible. I'm not telling you Cre'Von LeBlanc is this superstar. We still don't even know what he is. But he gave a spark at the end of last year when getting picked up around this time. So it is possible. Is it Jordan Matthews? Right now, the options are so slim. You can't be picky to the point where, well, we can only get a guy who can stretch the field. No. At this point, we can get anyone who is better than Mac Hollins and Nelson Aguilar. Which, I don't know if people are going to be better. They might be about the same. But you got to switch something up. You can't get too picky and think the only option can be someone with speed. You need anything at this point. But if you are to look for someone at speed, your best options, I guess, are Mike Wallace, who isn't doing anything, and you can try and convince Torrey Smith to come out of retirement. That's all you have. That's what happens when you're at this part of the season, when you're looking for moves to be made. I'm disappointed with everyone. I am. Everyone involved, I'm disappointed with. I think Desean worked very hard with his rehab and whatnot, but for him to not go under and get the surgery, that bothers me. I know he was trying his best to get back, and it was the hype of him coming back to Philadelphia, but dude, like, you're a professional athlete, you have an injury, you need the surgery, get the damn surgery. It's just what it is. No one's forcing you, but you're a pro athlete and you need it. You get it. The medical team going with the approach that the rehab will be the method. Once again, if he went 5 or 6 games in and something happened, it feels different. It went 1 series, so it wasn't even a tiny bit, a lick close to being an effective method. It was mismanaged. And if the medical team tells Desean over and over again, I will say you should get the surgery. I say get the surgery. I say get the surgery. If they were leaning towards surgery, you need to get surgery, and Desean bailed on it, then it's on him mostly. But I feel like, and it's not making someone do it, but if you are a medical team and you know they need surgery, it's not forcing someone, it's telling someone that they need the surgery. That's their job. That is their job. It's not forcing anyone. And that's where we're at right now. It's crazy. I don't want Antonio Brown, by the way. I don't want Antonio Brown. That's not the character that works here. You know, everyone puts away everything that happened. Now that the Eagles are struggling, they put away the fact that Antonio Brown is in a lot of trouble. And take away the legal stuff, which shouldn't be taken away. But I'm saying, if you take away just the legal side of things, we're talking about a guy who caused the most trouble to all of these organizations within what? Training camp and a minor stint with the New England Patriots? I'm not going to allow his talent on the field to overstep what I think about him as a teammate, as a person. It's just not there. I don't want to go in that direction. I can't imagine the Eagles wanting to go in that direction. If you're going to pass up for Josh Gordon, and my reasoning why I think they didn't go after him had nothing to do with skill level, because we clearly know that he's better than any talent on our roster right now at that wide receiver position, right? For the most part, Mac Hollins, Nelson Aguilar. You can argue Alshon Jeffrey is better, absolutely, even though he's had a couple drop passes this season. But he would slide in and be a number 2 instantly. I don't think they made the move because of the off-the-field issues and the problems he had with drug abuse and his story, because the Eagles normally don't go in that direction. So if they passed up on Josh Gordon for his story off the field, because his talent should be good enough to be on this roster, then how the hell are they going to go out there and get AB? And if they do, that's very telling on, one, where they think this team really is, and two, Howie Roseman's character. You just don't go after Antonio Brown because now it's your team that's struggling. I'll go down without him if that's the case. But that's not the type of person I want on the Eagles. It's just not. It's not the player for me. It's not the player for me. There was one other thing that I thought was very interesting that came out of Doug Peterson's mouth. And it was about Andre Dillard and Jason Peters. Now, we rip Howie apart all the time for the drafting over the last few years. And I always think it's blown to an extent that it shouldn't be. He has been bad at drafting, but he hasn't been the worst drafter in the history of the NFL. Andre Dillard looks like to be a stud. The kid was fantastic so far through his first couple starts with the Eagles. Really, he's been very good. A couple times he gets beat, but you're a young rookie as a left tackle. That happens. Andre Dillard has been really solid. Doug Peterson, the next day after the victory, was talking about Jason Peters, and when he gets back, it's his spot. It's time to move on from Jason Peters. If this young kid, this stud left tackle, rookie left tackle that you took in the first round, if he is playing at the level that he's playing, what are you doing, Doug? I know about Jason Peters and his career. I don't think he was horrendous this season by any means. But it's time to pass the torch, and Jason Peters should understand that. He should sit back as an old veteran when he's healthy and say, I'm here, I'm ready for if anything happens to Andre Dillard, if anyone gets injured, if anything goes down, I'll be ready. But let the young kid do his work. That's how it should be. I mean, it's just as simple as that. If it was any other position, that's what you do. The guy you drafted first round steps in, and he's becoming a very good player. He continues until otherwise. This is the thing that the Eagles do the most that bothers me. And Jason Peters has a Hall of Fame career. It's hard to step on toes like that. But the Eagles have so much heart towards their players that have been here. They're always afraid to cut players too early. They rather keep them too late, like Darren Sproles. They have this connection with their players where it's very emotional. The business can't be emotional at times. You got to make business decisions. Who's playing better? Who has the future here? That's the type of decision you have to make. It's as simple as this, in my mind. Andre Dillard is the left tackle until something happens. Until his play happens, until his play goes down, and I don't see that happening. I just don't. Kid seems to be legit. Kid knows what he's doing. He's focused on working on the craft. He's a competitor. He's determined. He deserves to be there. Even when Jason Peters comes back. This is how sports works. You get old, you start to get injuries, and when that happens, the team drafts to fix that or trades to fix that. The Eagles drafted a future left tackle, and here we are. I don't understand. So there we have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.